Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be using some of the new August Dina Wakley release to create this page, journal page, Seeing is Believing. So I'm starting off with the Seeing is Believing stamp set, and I'm just creating a bit of a paper doll on some collage tissue paper. I'm starting off with this beautiful head image, which I absolutely adore. The reason I'm using the collage tissue, you can use deli paper, you can use greaseproof paper for this, is just because I wasn't 100% sure what background I was going to do it over. So if I do it on the tissue paper, it means I can sort of put it over anything in the end. Sometimes, obviously, you could stamp this directly onto whatever page you wanted to use, but you know, I just wanted to shape it up a little bit, so that's why I'm doing it on here. You could certainly do it on cardboard as well if you wanted a more opaque image, which I probably should have done because I had to paint some gesso in the background anyway. So I'm just creating the body using the different elements of the stamp. So it's got this gorgeous head on it, but it's also got the script. It's got some of these mic making bits and pieces on it, and it's also got some really chunky leaves too. So I found it awesome. There's lots of bits and pieces on this that you could use. The thing that really sort of appealed to me about the image itself was it's a very classic head. It's like clip art with the blank eyes, so you know, it's a perfect spot to write something in, which was my original idea, that I was going to write, sort of do some journaling or do some writing across the head. I didn't actually end up doing that, but you know, there's always next time when I use it again. So just fussy cutting around the image. So I don't like to have white halos around my image. I know a lot of people like to tear their tissue paper. Because I cut right up to the edge, I really don't, it really doesn't bother me too much. So I'm going into my craft journal and doing some white gesso in the background. So I knew that I wanted the image to stand out from the background, and by having white behind it would help do that. When I sort of had to think about it though, I decided I probably needed a little bit more white in the end, so I added a little bit more. Now I'm going in with some marine paint and doing my rub through, well, not mine, but it's one of my favourite techniques, rubbing the paint away. So this is working because I had the gesso in the background, so that sealed the page, and then put the marine over the top, and then by rubbing it away I get that lovely pale, those crosses coming up in the background. So something about, well, I love that stencil anyway, with the variated size, the varying sizes of the pattern in the background. But I thought it tied really well with this image, sort of those classic pieces together. Because it was quite a dark colour, I did decide that I was going to paint out the background a little bit with my gesso. So this is where I probably should have stamped what I was stamping onto a piece of white card, because then I wouldn't have to do this step. But if you stick something on tissue paper and decide that you want to have it more opaque behind it, just draw behind it with some white paint and then stick it down. So you can see here it blends in. I've got that lovely crisp white behind it. Everything stands out. It's pushed to the front and everything's dandy. So I'm just using my collage medium to glue it down and then trimming it up. So this is looking really, really simple to me at this stage, but I was liking where it was going. I'm just using my Stabilo oil pencil to go around the edge, and instead of wetting it with a paintbrush, I'm just actually rubbing it. Because my page is a little bit warm, because I just heat set it, the Stabilo is a really soft pencil. It's very waxy, so you can just, with the heat of your pen, with the heat of your finger, you can melt it somewhat and smudge it. So now I am sort of going through and looking for some quotes to use, and I put in probably very politically incorrect but blind quotes, just because I wanted something like that, sort of seeing is believing type quotes to have on my page. I also added in the washi hearts. It's something I really like. Did I do? Yes, I did. Just trying to think, was that actually the key word I used? Putting washi heights onto my figures. I don't know why, I just like how it goes, and you know, it makes no rhyme or reason to have 2 heights there, but that's what I decided to do. So with really sort of long, thin letters, I'm just going back over some of those letters to make them really opaque. My pens have been used to death, as you would well know if you follow this channel. So when your paint pen starts to get a little bit empty, it starts to get a little bit opaque, translucent. So a few coats over the top does help. You'll also find on different paper absorbencies, it will soak into the page a little bit more. So I have put gesso and acrylic paint behind most of where I was writing, but where it goes onto the craft page, because it's not sealed, it actually sort of soaks up the paint, and it goes very translucent, so you'd have to put a few coats over those little images. So if I tried to write straight onto that craft paper, it'd be very, very faint. To help push it out from the background though, I'm doing what I usually do with a really thin black pen, and just doing a bit of a drop shadow to help sort of edge those words and pop them out from the background slightly. So just really, really subtle in the background. The final thing I decided to do was to add a bit of spray to my page, with a bit of glitz. While I liked having the craft showing, I just wanted a little bit more, I don't know, like starry type background. So just a little bit of the sterling gloss spray over the top. So you can see here how it's sort of all come together. A really, really simple page. I love the new stamp set and the way I was able to create that doll really, really quickly from the one stamp set. It was just really versatile for me, but you know, there's lots of bits and pieces on that I would use in other pieces. So that's the whole page. It's something really, really simple, and again, use your imagination. You don't have to use these stamps, but look at your stamps in a new way. How can you use your mark making stamps to create a patterned body? What heads do you have that you can use in a different way? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye for now.